Do you want to learn how to browse stunning hillshade maps, like this one of the Upper Buffalo River in the Arkansas Ozarks, derived from laser-measured elevation data, or Lidar? Our recent video using Lidar to explore highlights of the Ozark landscape was a major success, with viewers showing an interest in learning more about how to access this imagery for themselves. So today on Ozark Outsider, we're going to lead you through a brief tutorial on how to access and browse Lidar-derived hillshade maps, and set transparency and other display options using the U.S. Geologic Survey's wonderful online resource, the National Map. We'll link to this in the video description below. First, a quick introduction to the National Map. This is an online platform providing a variety of open-access, map-based information, a classic case of the public value a government science agency can provide. Full disclosure, although we have worked for agencies like the USGS and National Park Service in the past, this is an independent channel and not affiliated with or funded by any agency. There are two basic features here you need to be familiar with. Base maps are the background mapping imagery. Think of these like a paper map or aerial photo you'd unroll on a desk. Click on different base maps to load them. How they look depends on how far in or out you are zoomed. For example, the topo map layer looks a bit like LiDAR data from far away, but once you zoom in far enough, it becomes a near-seamless integration of traditional paper topo maps. For those of us who came of age studying landscapes by pulling endless paper maps out of cabinets and trying to edge match them on tables or floors, this feels like magic. We'll let you explore the other base maps on your own. But layers are where the fun really starts. These contain all sorts of map data that can be overlain on the base map of your choice. For the old-timers among us, this would be like laying a transparency over that paper map on your desk. For example, if you're looking at aerial photography, turning on the governmental unit boundaries layer can help you recognize where you are. Again, we're going to leave it up to you to explore these further. In this video, we're primarily interested in the LiDAR-derived layers. Scroll down the layer list until you come to a series of entries marked 3D EP elevation. These are the LiDAR-derived layers. We're not going to go through every one, but we'll highlight a few neat options. For example, hillshade is the most basic. This takes LiDAR-derived elevation data and extrapolates a three-dimensional surface, then shines an imaginary light across that surface to create shadows that help the landscape's texture stand out. Hillshade stretched is what we tend to use. It stretches the elevation a bit to make landscape features stand out more. This means that features look a bit taller or deeper than they really are, but it's more effective visually when you're just exploring. Slope takes the raw data and calculates how steep every slope in the landscape is. Here, yellow to white is the flattest and dark red to orange is the steepest. This really makes the classic Ozark landscape stand out, with its flat-topped hills, steep slopes, and flat-bottomed valleys. Aspect produces this psychedelic image by calculating direction each slope is facing. So here, shades of green and yellow face roughly north, and shades of purple and red face roughly south. Auto contours calculates old-school topographic lines from the LiDAR data, rather than deriving them from older paper maps. It can be fun to put on the older topo map layer and then toggle auto contours on and off for comparison. Elevation Tinted uses color to subtly highlight changes in elevation, helping valleys and high ground stand out. But again, Hillshade Stretched is your best option for just plain having fun exploring landscapes. We should point out a few other things to help you have the best experience. You can have more than one layer turned on at a time, but you may discover that sometimes layers don't show up. For example, if I have Hillshade Stretch turned on, Slope Map will show up fine. But if I turn on auto contours, nothing seems to happen. This is because layers stack on top of one another just like a series of papers laid over a physical map. Auto contours is below Hillshade Stretched in the layer list, so it can't be seen even when turned on. Here's how to fix this. Click on the row of 3 dots at the right of any layer, and you'll open a menu of useful options. Move up and move down change the layer's position in the list. So if I tell Auto Contour to move up one place, it suddenly pops out on top of Hillshade Stretched, because now it's above it in the layer list. So if you're having trouble getting a layer to load, make sure you check its position in the layer list and whether you have anything else turned on above it. We'll point out two other useful features in this menu. Transparency gives you a slider that lets whatever content is below show through to various degrees. Really helpful if you're trying to figure out where you are on Lidar. Remember that you can set the base map to anything from aerial photos to topo maps to modern road maps. Visibility range controls where a layer appears at different levels of zoom. If you find that a layer disappears as you zoom in or out, you might adjust this setting. There's so much more to the national map, but those are the basics to get you started with the Lidar layers. You can certainly explore other features on your own, or click the help link to access useful definitions and guidance. If you found this helpful, please consider supporting our work with a tip using the thanks button below the video or our Ko-fi page linked in the video description. Or you can leave a nice comment and share the video. The more people appreciate our amazing landscapes, the better.